Hello everybody, Big Planes here. Now before I dive too deep into this video, I would like to give a shout out to my patrons over on Patreon. Thank you to everybody over on Patreon who helps us support the channel. You guys are one of the main reasons why I'm actually able to build these planes. So yeah, if that's something you want to do, I will leave a link in the description below. So we're making progress on this plane very, very quickly. Now, you're going to have to excuse the lighting. It's very poor lighting in here for Southern California. You'd think it would be a little better, but the 757, yeah, a lot of really great progress has been made since you last saw it, most notably the fuselage. So I'm going to sort of explain what order I'm building things in here first, but first I'm going to sort of explain what I've done. Well, actually, I'll explain what order. So I'm not going to build the rest of the wings until I can get those parts, because I've ordered parts specifically for those, and they haven't shown up yet. So I've started moving my way forward. The next thing I'll be doing after this, and I've already kind of started on it, and I'll probably do a video in the next few days because it takes forever, is the nose on this, because I want to get the nose right. I can't just copy over the 737 nose and put it over here, because they're different airplanes, completely different things. It's going to be interesting to see what I come up with, because I'm also working within the confines of metallic silver as a color. Because, you know, the nose is mostly silver except for the radome, which is thankfully light bluish gray. But what I've done so far is I've completed the undercarriage assembly. I can't really show you that in this video because I would have to flip the whole plane over, but I've completed the undercarriage assembly. I've completed the inboard flaps, and I've started moving my way out towards the front. You can see that the only section that's left is this section right here. It has the nose gear and obviously the cockpit and everything. Again, this will probably be the next update for this plane, but I just stopped right here. This is one segment from here to here. And yeah, so you can see now what it's starting to look like with all that metallic silver. And I think this looks really, really good. Now, obviously, this is probably going to be super long. Sorry, I got caught up there. This thing is not going to be a 300 is what I was trying to say. Because apparently in the last video on this plane, I said I might stretch it to the 757-300. Well, it turns out that American Airlines never operated the 300, so we're going to keep this thing as the 757-200. So I'm hoping that I have enough of these metallic silver parts to get all the way through the fuselage, but we'll just have to see. But currently, they are being used on both the roof and, I'm trying to get you down, the underside of the plane. You can see it's symmetrical and it is smooth all the way around. And yeah, that's something that was really important to me. I've been collecting these silver pieces for a very long time to be able to do this plane. And I would never really I didn't want to say I never intended to do a 757, but I wanted to do a more modern American Airlines airplane. And the 757 happened to be the one I decided to do. I would have loved to do a DC-10, but it's just too large, so don't ask me to do it in the comments section. But yeah, you can also see that I have finally, well, these were working in the last video, but I turned on the lights for this video. You can see that I do have a rotating beacon light down here, and of course the landing lights. I have not hooked up this light right here, the rotating beacon on the roof of the plane. It's all wired in, I just have to hook it up. I just haven't hooked it up in this video, so that does function. And I have a airplane light board from Brick Stuff, so the navigation lights on both sides, the rotating beacons, all these will be in tandem. You'll see what I'm talking about when the plane is done, but they'll look really cool. And another thing I'll just show you, there's not really much going on. Again, this side doesn't have great lighting, but there's not much going on with the interior at this point. You can see it's mostly just, see there's the cable going. I'm going to run it down through the floor and hide it through some stuff. But you can see, like I said, there's not really much going on here. I have not installed an interior yet. I'm going to probably wait till later to do that because I still need to do some research on the American Airlines interiors, but that's most of the progress. And I've also, since the last update, I'm going to try to come around here from behind. I've installed flap tracks. So again, it's really hard to show these to you in this video, but I'm going to try. You can see this flap track is obviously the most obvious one, but well, you can see that, again, I'm trying to get really low down here. Yeah, you can see that I've installed flap tracks and stuff. There's the landing gear again. Thankfully, this plane does have higher ground clearance than most of my other models, so I can show you that a little easier. But you can see the flap tracks a little better when I actually retract the flaps like this. You can see there's one here, then there's a smaller one right here. Again, this is sort of a quirky design, I guess, for the 757, but I basically just copied over the blueprints on what they had. So yeah, and it sort of stops it from extending too far. So yeah, that's the flaps on this thing so far. And I'm super excited because I like building metallic silver planes, obviously, as you know. And yeah, so I also got a lot of comments saying you guys liked the Rolls-Royce engines, which is good because this plane, even though it's built on a blueprint that has the Pratt & Whitney engines, I did build the Rolls-Royce engines on top of it. You can see the blueprint is the Pratt & Whitney, and the engines are the Rolls-Royce. And the primary reason for that is because American Airlines 757s, they use the Rolls-Royce engines. So I printed out this blueprint, even though it's not Rolls-Royce, because it was the best blueprint available for the 757, the most clear one. So yeah, just don't be confused by that. So that's all I really have for this video. Expect some updates on the nose coming pretty soon here, and maybe the wings. The tail will be the last thing we do, but expect some updates on the nose pretty soon because we're making good progress on that. So that's all I really have for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. That's it for now. Bye for now.